Sadly, leaks no officially a jebo. Ejenya Bedru, and then of course, the games are starting today, unabated. French League A game or English Premier League game or Italian Serie A, como Boko Padore games or German Bundesliga. DFP Pokal matches or Dutch Eredivisie. There are games all across everywhere Europe and of course football is certainly back in its biggest magnitude. So definitely, as football back in the day, we will bring you consistent updates even when football wasn't there. No? And in the end, bro, it's definitely we are going to bring you the best in terms of football analysis that we're having on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Manfred on YouTube, who best in terms of football tactical post-match, pre-match analysis of football. Tell you today. I was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much. So what you see now in Komo, so far as their games know, the codes are ready. Our description of the video below. And then see when they say they've sat down and you've done an excellent job. Course, correct one. And the mouse of a coffee casino one many bibi adu bottom no adi bibi because the area I see the big card share bottom I see on Fiifi-Manfred. So go to the description of the video below. Now pick a quote no na kokucha near big card share bottom and of course make sure subscribe to the channel or Hormaminka. I said I can see a big one and my Yesubo spare parts dealership shop. They are our best friends. I mean, these are my friends, who have been very, very good to me. Yesubo spare part dealership shop. If you go to Accra, I was so kind. On the best deal ever. Can be a why import your background. I hear the best vehicle. Juman. Please go to Yesumo today. Whether it's a Range Rover, it's a Mercedes, it's a Honda, it's an Acura, whatever. Just go to Yesumo's place today. Accra, then go to Aboso Kind post office. Only also there. He does what they call a nationwide delivery friend on 059-313-8221 059-313-8221. Also MOB clothing, your best place for entire shirts, lacoste, trousers, shorts, slippers, entire baby dinner dates picnic, wherever they are going. Juma belts. Make sure say a MOB clothing on to take care of you. Or to do a flower station or to do. That's where they are. When you're doing my MOB clothing and one flower station to do. Of course, when you're doing my, they'll take very good care of you. When you are whether on retail or wholesale, from on 0200-668-708, 0200-668-708 or 024-7277-140. Yeah, then 10. Now from see. And then Barca want to say a operation guarantee registration for a brand here one Garcia and a brand here friend Marcus Rashford. It looks as if Barca have a clear in their minds that the best person in the center forward area, in the absence of Robert Lewandowski, and a brand here friend Marcus Rashford. Yeah, it looks as if that is where Barca see things. Barca say in the absence of Robert Lewandowski, there Brent and Marcus Rashford. So they want to bring Marcus Rashford, do everything possible to register Marcus Rashford as a center forward for games from Babylon. It's something that they want to do outrightly. They want to make sure say they have registered Marcus Rashford. So in front of Mundo, in front of Sport, they are saying that the registration is guaranteed and then Friday. They have to be able to do because the game is on Sunday. And they should be able to do the registration. Of course, for one Garcia, it's also an important one. The Barca for never register, so that they can go and play against Mallorca. Barca will need one Garcia imposed. They will need they will need a bench for the Marcus Rashford up top, and that is the reason why they are pushing aggressively. So that they can do the registration for our two players now. Then they can go and play their football and have the players now doing their things very, very well. It's very, very important. Saying over there from Football Club Barcelona. Good news at Chelsea. Good news. And lots of them. Yesterday, I gave you the updates on the Chelsea front shirt sponsor. Today, the amount of money has come. What we are hearing and is in front of the Chelsea front shirt for the Chelsea front shirt sponsorship deal. We are looking for a deal around 60 to 65 million for Riyadh Air. In fact, what we hear is that talks are far advanced. The Saudis want to give Chelsea good money. They've told them So we want to come to your place. The deal most likely will go up to 2032 or 2030 for a Saudi, because that World Cup, after this World Cup, which is going to be 2026, the next World Cup is going to be 2030 exactly. So in 2030 in Saudi Arabia, that World Cup, no, that is where the deal will extend, because Riyadh Air is Saudi Arabia's new air carrier, new airliner. And they want to make sure so they get into Europe, and they're one of the best names in terms of airlines now. And that's why they have a good Chelsea. Chelsea, just 65 million. Charlie, this will take Chelsea to one of the top guys in this Premier League, because I know that some of the best teams on ages 60, 65, 60, 65, or 50 thereabouts. Maybe Snapdragon was giving Manchester United 50 million, which was one of the biggest Premier League. Chelsea gets 65 million. A game changer in terms of an amount of money. Your friend is saying front share sponsor and a markup. According to them, there are going to be some other commercial benefits that Chelsea are going to get, not just the front shares. They're going to get other commercial benefits. They're going to get certain things like airline carriage and stuff like that when Chelsea are traveling for Champions League games and it's an So very, very interesting times at Chelsea Football Club. And then breaking news just before I came. Enzo Maresca's pre-match press conference for Crystal Palace because at 9:30 UK time. It means that it is 8:30 Ghana time, just in and around when I'm putting out this content. So I'm very certain that by now the Enzo Maresca is seated or through the questions that will be asked of him for the game against Crystal Palace. You just analysis in the 10 a.m. analysis, and we'll bring that to you also as well. We'll talk into details what is going on over there. What we hear is that Chelsea for hierarchy, have made extra changes. Or Chelsea data team, the data and analytic team, and the focus is on data. I'm saying, Charlie, this season there, data the players will buy, players, the performance, everything. It's purely on data. And that's where they will make decisions on players and signing money. Everything is going to be solid in terms really, really solid in terms of everything that they want to do over there. We'll talk about all of that details now. The breaking news is that Chelsea have given a contract extension to a branch friend of Marc Cucurella. Charlie, this life, again, I'll go back to the story of never give up and why football is important in terms of telling us all the most important stories. Marc Cucurella, again, 2 years ago, under Mauricio Pochettino, under Graham Potter, he was a player now be in the match with Chelsea. Everybody says Cucurella when you're a good player, he's not good enough, he can't play. In fact, 2 years ago, January, that Chelsea for so they said, Uncle friend is saying Uncle loan at Manchester United, even when he didn't want to go. Apparently, we see Cucurella in a Claudia interviewer. Omubabe way, Bana Mubana was a certain bet defect to be affecting him mentally. I think it's either a Down syndrome or something. I'm not too sure of what the defect is. Now, when that defect happened, it affected him. It affected Marc Cucurella. He had also come home from training one day, and when he go home, then he in the mouth, but not Roberts is buffy, and need to go in there and go and attack the man. Charlie, it is something that affected Marc Cucurella's performance for a very, very long time. It affected him it sat on him. It made him very, very difficult for him to go into games and even play and prepare well for them. It affected him so much. Once that was done, Marc Cucurella could not be able to go on and do that. It affected his performance. Now, look at fast forward 2 years in or 3 years in, Marc Cucurella today has been one of the best left backs. I mean, I've said it several times that maybe last season, because Marc Cucurella did not play in a Champions League team, people did not give him the credit. But then, whether it's in the national team, whether it's in club football, whether it's wherever, one of the best fullbacks, left fullbacks has been Marc Cucurella. And Chelsea say that, Charlie, they have to reward the exploit of Abrantia, your friend Marc Cucurella. They need to give him a lot of credit and say, Charlie, Marc, the job that you've been able to do has been spot on in that regard. Or Chelsea are going to give a branch friend Marc Cucurella a big contract extension, huge contract extension. So a branch, then he'll be focused and get a job. And of course, whilst you are bringing other players in, it's important that you extend the contract of some of the players that are there. It's very, very important. But Marc Cucurella is going to be one of those players. In an interview of Chelsea players, in their preparation for the games and stuff like that, John Terry has been talking. Who's it? Jimmy Carragher, Chelsea Club World Cup, no, it's nothing. Chelsea cannot be qualified to the league phase of the Champions League. Also, Chelsea cannot even do well this season. I think that for me, a huge motivation. If you're a Chelsea fan, you are not supposed to stress about what Jamie Carragher said. You're not supposed to stress about what a lot of other fans are doing in terms of disrespecting and not having the same confidence that you have with your team. It's your team, and you're the one who watches them every time. You believe that the team is good enough. And so forget about them. Jeremy Carragher, he has said a lot of things. I think that Maresca will use this as a source of motivation. I won't be surprised if some of the boys drops it in their WhatsApp group and say that, Charlie, this is what Jeremy Carragher is saying about us. How do we react? How do we play to the extent that we get the results that we want to get? How do we make sure at the end of the day, this is not our reality at the end of the season, and we make sure that we are the team that are playing very well and getting a lot of the plaudits and getting a lot of the applause from a lot of people. So I'm very certain so that's going to drop for. And in terms of talking about legends, John Terry has spoken. John Terry has spoken extensively about Chelsea players. John Terry says that he last season, now only Enzo Maresca again. You see, was the last season do baby not Maresca Ekache journalist said he, as Enzo Maresca, he feels that the team is not ready. He said he agreed with them. He said it's easy for journalists and fans to think that he should say that Chelsea will win the league. I've said it several times that I agreed with him too. It was going to be a rookie mistake to say that Chelsea will win the league last season because you put unnecessary pressure on the team. It was unnecessary. So I don't even agree for anybody to put that pressure on Chelsea. It was always important for you to sit up and say, okay, fine. This one, we can't do it like that. This one, we can do it like that. We are not there yet. Then you work towards getting there. So for me, that was brilliant for him. So John Terry says he agrees with that. John Terry said he believes strongly that winning the Club World Cup and then winning trophies that Chelsea won is exactly what Chelsea does. Also for him, the Chelsea that he knows, whether in bad moments, in good moments, what have you, Chelsea wins. And he's excited that Chelsea were able to win, playing their games and constantly gets the results that we're able to get, especially in the Conference League and also in the Club World Cup now. And he has a lot of a lot of confidence in the team. And he goes on to talk about the fact that, John Terry, constantly, he talks to Reece James and their brand friend Levi Cole. He says that for him, Reece James is still fitter. He's one of the best players in the world. And I think I agree with him 100%. See, Reece is a beast if he's fit. And that's why, again, I'll go back to applaud Enzo Maresca for the management of Reece. If it was a lot of coaches, Reece would be injured by now. Maresca managed Reece in a way that for me was brilliant, and how the modern day manager should manage their best player. And there were certain games, Obakaya in the Club World Cup, Reece is almost say, Reece, after BB on the hamstring, Maresca doesn't play. It wasn't even a huge injury. The next day, Reece can say, wow, not even injured. He doesn't risk to play him. So constantly, you have a player that, like Maresca doesn't want to risk him. Even if he has to play on the normal fullback or up and down the touchline, Maresca says, I will do it. I'll play you rather centrally because I am protecting you as a player. You cover less ground here, you cover most grounds there. You go up and down, the intensity is a little bit too much. You're going to be in some trouble. I beg you, stay here. I mean, Chelsea fans, again, did not agree. People kept on talking and stuff like that. But it ended up that Maresca was the one who was right. Maresca was the one who knew exactly why he wanted to play Reece in that area and why it was important for him to play Reece in that area. So, I mean, he gets the job done. Enzo Maresca and, of course, Buono Emma, of course, at the end of the day, on only team, he gets the best out of Reece. And just like John Terry Ekano, if you are able to get Reece to be playing well there, then you are in a very, very good place. And he didn't speak about just that. He goes on to talk about Levi Cole. I say constantly on Levi Cole, Kasa. I say what he say Chelsea has a coach and coaching the energy, but the boys respect him, and also he respects them. So he goes on almost testimony and so Charlie in this situation, not say purely relaxed. And yeah, giddy giddy bia. He talks about them and then gets them the most information. Send them also meet me in terms of playing the game according to John Terry. That's exactly what he does for the Chelsea players on Senegal. Everything is going to go in that direction. And remember, Catcher said Chelsea Forum have advanced the conversation for Brantia, your friend Alejandro Garnacho, in quietly. Chelsea Forum advanced Alejandro Garnacho deal. I've said it several times. It's not a deal that Chelsea prioritize, but then again, it looks as if say it's going to happen. It looks as if Chelsea are going to do that deal for Brantia friend Alejandro Garnacho to be part of the left wing team. Or no, any Jamie Bino Gates are going to be the natural with keepers on the left. And Chelsea are going to see how they are going to get the best out of Brantia, your friend Alejandro Garnacho, from Manchester United to Chelsea Football Club. We'll see how those ones are going to pan out from there. The English Premier League is starting, like I did mention. Who wins it for you? Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester City. I mean, Arsenal. Whenever we near their map, and you have big games this weekend. On Sunday, Chelsea Crystal Palace, big down London derby. And I said the last time, said Chelsea were 3 London derbies in the opening. Tricky games. Tricky games. 3 London derbies. I said several things about the fact that when you play in London derbies, the reason why I think sometimes the league is a little bit more difficult for Arsenal to win, again, when it comes to what people ask why Arsenal have no one, is that London derbies are a little bit too many. It looks as if the London derbies are the most in any kind of derbies in the English Premier League. And if you don't win those matches, it affects you. And Chelsea have 3 straight London derbies. They'll play against Crystal Palace, they'll play against West Ham, they'll play against Fulham. You win your London derbies as a London team and then give yourself a chance at winning the English Premier League. You see, Chelsea for now starting over there. Arsenal against Manchester United. Old Trafford, big one. Ruben Amorim, and then the Manchester United. They brought in Benjamin Sesko, Brian Mbeumo, Bruno Fernandes already there, Matthias Cunha. I mean, Charlie, front four on the heavy. There are goals across the front four. A lot of goals. Our Manchester United team over there. It looks as if the team, the intensity has increased. They know exactly how they want to play this time. Amad Diallo be playing as a wing back, or Diogo Dallo, or Brent Patrick Dogu. So Manchester United are beefing up the squad and playing against Arsenal. Do not forget, so Arsenal have also brought in a Brent Victor Gokresh, quality player by our standard. I've said it several times, and people ask me why did I predict that Arsenal are going to win the English Premier League, and I've said several times, Arsenal, I think they do because of the fact that they solved most of their problems. They solved majority of the things that I deemed as problems. They solved it coming into the season, and now the things that for me I say that worried them in winning the league 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago. I don't see those things there again. I don't see the problem of a centre back getting injured and they saying that they don't have a centre back who can play in the mode of Saliba or Gabriel Magalhaes. There is Jacob Cucurella, who last season stood up very well when Magalhaes was out, and then of course I'm trying to friend Mosquera back into the team. I mean, these are reasons why I think that Arsenal are in a very, very good place. But it starts the English Premier League possible win, against Manchester United at the dreaded Old Trafford. Now, Arsenal for say in the last few years, Old Trafford and they are going to do the job again against Manchester United on Sunday. I mean, God willing, we'll be here. We'll do all the analysis, we'll talk about it, we'll delve straight into it. But a big crunch game and because but this evening, Liverpool started English Premier League open on our Anfield. It will feel the title defense starts with Liverpool. It will feel you want it to start it for us against Team F and AFC Bournemouth. Not going to be an easy game. Now, Bournemouth, for one of my bigger problems is that they've lost a lot of players now. On my back line, they've lost Kepa Arrizabalaga. They've lost Elia Zabani to Paris Saint-Germain just a couple of days ago. They lost Dean Hudson to Real Madrid. They've lost Milos Kerkez from our team. This evening, what we are hearing, Sabrenti F and Dango Ouattara also is leaving Bournemouth to go to team my friend Brentford. It's not going to be an easy game for easy season for Brentford and Andoni Areola. The job they did in terms of putting that team together will come to a huge test because almost everybody that's important for AFC Bournemouth has been lost our Bournemouth tournament. We are going to see exactly how things are going to pan out from there when it comes to Bournemouth. We want to come into the game. It's the results now. We'll see how Bournemouth conversation is going to go like in the games now. We'll see how AFC Bournemouth are going to go in, and then how the conversation is going to go like. But even away from that, we'll look at how away from AFC Bournemouth from the conversation that's going to come in, how they're going to play their game, tactically, how they're going to set up on matches. Liverpool also have built up the squad, and now they got the good news of Abanti and the young Italian centre back now, Omunyano from Parma in the Italian Serie A. Very, very good player. They're adding him to the pack. Of course, Virgil van Dijk is there. Ibrahima Konate, I've seen some news that people are even linking Ibrahima Konate to Barcelona and stuff like that. Milos Kekes has now come in, can play in the stead of Abante Andy Robertson. There is Abante Jeremy Frimpong, who replaces their boy Trent Alexander-Arnold. And there is also Abante Conor Bradley in terms of squad depth. Of course, Georgie Mamadashvili, our team in him this season. Don't forget, Abante Alisson Becker is in the team. In the middle of the pack, that is what I keep on talking about. Liverpool's absence of a recognized number 6 for me is worrying. I mean, Ryan Gravenberch is now number 6. They bypassed him a lot last season. Is it going to be that easy for them to bypass Ryan Gravenberch a lot in build up? Our team is going to be more aggressive in flying vets without the ball. Is it going to be the same with Dominico Szoboszlai? What is going to be the conversation around all of these people? It's very, very important. Very, very important when it comes to all of these games that are going to go on. We'll see how things are going to pan out from there in terms of the quality of play, in terms of how well we want to play our games and stuff like that. It's very, very important in terms of Liverpool 4 gamer on the Bible. But who is it? I think that it will be at Anfield, a season opener. Liverpool versus a depleted Brentford squad. For me, it's a game that Liverpool are going to win. I mean, it's Liverpool and goals. Liverpool and over 1.5, Liverpool and over 2.5. I'm expecting that some goals will rain our Anfield this evening when it comes to Liverpool match against AFC Bournemouth, the English Premier League title defense opener for Liverpool. Of course, they're going to be games games that will go Sunday, games that will go even on Monday, because I think in the Spanish La Liga, Real Madrid are on the first match on Monday. Madrid for Epushia saying Charlie Inca Omun China Comun Yumus, Omun Yomo match and call Ibia Bebit Sedia, Omun pushing Quening 1 more. If you want to catch them, so La Liga for catch them, so they are going to play the game there. So Barca will play the game on Sunday against Mallorca. Madrid will on Monday. Even in the French League, there is a game between Olympique Marseille. Roberto Di Zerbi, Olympique Marseille team, is going to play against Tima. Different Olympique Marseille is going to play against, I think, Stade Rennes away from home. Very, very interesting game. I think it's a game, either team and coach games, I think Star game will also come plus that team to win it. And also the Ashima or Honoma, I think it's going to be a very, very interesting game. So your friend is saying Roberto Di Zerbi team is going to play. They are going to be a very good one. Strasbourg this season, very, very, very interesting team to see. Paris Saint-Germain will play a game on Sunday as well. I asked Amsterdam over the weekend, should be a good one. PSV and Doven, Spartak Rotterdam, in Istanbul also, Galatasaray should be a very comfortable place in terms of winning the Turkey Super League. The league's not set. They are set in Italian Serie A. I'm not certain about the Italian Serie A this season. I'm not certain about the Italian Serie A season because Charlie, this is a season where my man Simeone Inzaghi is not there. But it looks as if Antonio Conte will do it again because he asked them to beef up his squad. And it looks as if they beef up the squad, but it's going to be Champions League commitment for them. But so I mean, it makes it a little bit tight for Antonio Conte. Usually in Europe, he doesn't perform well, but maybe this is a big opportunity having the likes of Kevin De Bruyne in the team to be a huge creative hub for Noah Brentford and Antonio Conte. I think it's going to be positive for him. I think it's a very, very, very positive for Antonio Conte and the boys now. If he's able to get them to deliver and play the football now, or no Conte says he wants to play as a manager. We'll see how those ones are going to pan out from there. We'll draw the curtain here I want Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I'll see you. Bye bye.